Hello there.
Good evening and welcome everybody, my name's Obi-Wan Pez, this is in Simplex Pachinko. I am Commander Obi Pez, off in the world of Elite Dangerous, and we are headed out to Ododuro in order to do, this one's a murder mission, so we're going to go out and find some sort of alleged terrorist and end up removing him. My heat management is apparently terrible, though. Somehow, I'm not surprised. Hold up. There it is. Alright, we go to Shira's Depot. Independent Ododuro Revolutionary. We are cordial with them, so they're going to hate us after that. Not really, but they're not going to be too happy with us hacking into their particular port. It's a risk we have to take in order to apparently save the galaxy or something. Hope you all are having a good weekend. Taking a break from Black Book, our spooky game for this year, in order to get some other stuff done here. Ooh, fun. Grealu Rats. I don't actually know who this particular group is at all, but they're wanted, so you know. So we did refit just a little bit. We now have a 3-shot. Oops. We do have a 3-shot setup where our 3 who's it? The frag cannons. 1 are the upgraded pacifiers, so very helpful. And 2, they are shooting 1, 2, 3 across the top, rather than, as was the case before, 1 on the side and then like 2 in the middle. 1 on top, 1 on bottom. Because that wasn't very efficient. In fact, we may have removed... No, you know what it was? We removed another beam laser and put a pacifier in its place. And we took off a random frag cannon, which was just a frag cannon, and put a pacifier in its place. So everything has already been engineered and pretty well set up. We're just now trying to put some other better engineering on the lasers that we have, and or maybe change them around a bit. So we'll see how things go. We may end up pulling the last beam laser on the bottom and instead just putting another pacifier in its place, so we'll have 4 frag cannons shooting out like that, and then put our 2 beam lasers, or 2 pulse lasers, way on the outsides of the ship. Currently, one of them is turreted and one of them is gimbaled. I might end up putting both as turreted, just so it can do whatever it wants. Which may be a controversial statement, I don't know how everybody else feels about it, but... currently we're heading to Shiraz Depot in order to find a criminal terrorist and end up taking them out. So we'll see how this goes. Should be okay. We're still not at 100% in terms of the engineering on this ship. However, holds our own pretty well. And I am definitely living up to the name of the squadron, which is the Boop Brigade, by re-engineering all of our shields. Where are we? Re-engineering all of our shields to massively boost the amount we have. And then, where's the... It was up top, wasn't it? And we want to, yeah. And we want to eventually work this so that these are prismatics instead of just standard shield generators. As it is already, we do quite a trade in beating people up with our shields. There we go. Have been doing a lot of missions lately in order to get extra materials, in order to boost the influence of Boop in our particular region. Reason being, we've had a little bit of conflict with an individual and his immediate group of friends, most of whom I gather were from Reddit or something, and probably had a run-in with Commander Psyche and the Boop Brigade some number of years ago. And it's, you know, it's one of those things. People just decide they're gonna... Oh, that's good. This is fine. There we go. Come on. There we go. People decide that they just are aggrieved, and they just keep going on with it. So we tried to do the diplomacy thing, and we said, hey, look, we'll get out of the system, you know, your colony system. We're happy to leave. No worries. And the individual in question accepted that for about 2 days before saying, ah, well, you're not getting out fast enough, so I'm just going to start hitting your systems instead. And we were like, yeah, it's not really how that works, but cool. And this particular individual has shown very little understanding of how BGS actually works. So, Brother Sabathius has been kind enough to donate some time, or as he put it, generating content. In order, nope. No. That was Shiraz Depot. That doesn't help. So yeah, he has donated some time and called on the other members of the Brigade, which include Bernardo 7 and so many other people, that if anybody wants, it's kind of open season. And who am I to refuse them any sort of fun? Where do we go? Why did we go here? Was it this one? No, because we need to go to Acadia for that one. Oh my goodness. Oh, it was. Okay, it was the middle one. No. Never mind. I thought that was for... Okay, yes. Okay, so Tasher Sector STR-A4-1. I don't think either of these want that. This is Nekbet, this is Arcadia. RYR, NST, yeah, none of that. Okay. So, I'm going to... let's go to Arcadia while we're here and do basically the same thing. So we're going to upset a brand new group of people over in this system. Get another destination marker. So yeah, this particular person in question was not too happy with us for, you know, spending allegedly months harassing him and ruining his BGS in his colony system. And we all took a look at it and we're like, it looks like one person might have been messing with you, but like I don't know who it could be. We don't have any information on that. Would you care to, like, you know, look around and tell us who it's been or who it is? And he was just like, nah, I'm gonna hammer your systems. So he started doing influence damage on my colony system directly because I was one of the people interfacing with him, and then threatening to do damage to all of the other boot brigade systems in the immediate vicinity, i.e. Zhi, Cairn, Saranyu, and like a bunch of others. So far, it's been extremely underwhelming. He ended up getting our status in my colony system down to about 20, which, you know, it hurt a little bit, but once everybody saw what was happening, and I talked with Brother Sabathius about just like, we're having a little bit of a hard time, but, you know, things are going okay. He was like, let's get to it. So Sabathius called on members of the brigade to come over and do like as many plus influence missions as they possibly could in my system, and they ended up getting Boop to skip a war. Like, there's only three factions in my system. So like, if two of them go into a war, the third one has locked influence as well as the other two. So they ended up getting the other two into conflict, but before they got into conflict, they stole so much influence that Boop jumped above them and is now at like 50. I was like, wow, I didn't even know that was possible. Quite amazing. And now he and the other members of Brigade and the community have just been like, you know what? Let's hammer it. Let's just keep going. So they're essentially planning on trying to get Boot Brigade up to about 60%, 70% before stopping and then going off in their own merry way. In the meantime, they have been absolutely pounding this individual into the ground and making him pad warm for hours on end, or potentially go right back into his system into a private group or something like that, which is very much against the ethos that his group is for. But when you can't do anything, sometimes you got to go into a private group. And that being said, right, if he is in his own system, people have been instructed, don't mess with him. That's fine. He can go work on his system as much as he wants. We decided that we were going to pull Boop out of that particular system. And so, as promised, Boop is in retreat, or very nearly in retreat at this moment. I haven't actually looked at the status yet, but come to think of it. Right, we should be last one on the list, or very nearly. Yeah, 3.2, still not in. That is somewhat frustrating that we're not in retreat yet, but this could also be a FDev thing, where they're not ready to assign a retreat status yet. It's happened before. So we're not gonna panic about it or worry about it or anything like that. But you know, this guy's not particularly happy with us not being in retreat. And we're like, can't really do much about it, man. So good luck with that. He keeps saying that he's gonna pound us because of this. And we're like, all right, well, go ahead. So far, he and I are somewhat evenly matched, question mark, in terms of PvP. He has an FDL, which has a moderate build. I have Python Mark II, which has a low moderate build and is getting better every single day. He can't take down my shields, and I can't quite fly as well as he can, so we just end up like circling each other. However, he did open fire on me, which caused the station to fire on him, so I'm not going to complain. You can imagine I was pretty happy at that result. Oh, that was dumb. Alright, where do we want to go? Tasher here. Looks good. So like I said, hope everybody's having a good end to your weekend. Over here in Yorkshire, it is approximately 10:50 p.m. Having a lovely time. It got a little bit chilly this weekend and started raining a whole bunch today. So I was doing some D&D tonight. Our particular group has gone to, well, we did like a, not one shot exactly, but a short campaign here where our characters, and most of us have either used old characters or pulled from the prefab list. Really? We're not in power contention? Okay. We're not at the conflict area yet, which is where we start getting merits for scanning, I think. It may have to be that you occupy the system. It's been a while. Our campaign is that we were called by a friend of one of our party members, whom we have been adventuring with for, you know, multiple years at this point, and his friend advised us that The family she is marrying into has allegedly a curse, and we need to find out what the nature of that curse is and to protect her and the family that she's marrying into. This is their wedding, so, you know, we are invited to come to the wedding and to eat, drink, be merry, all that good stuff, and try to figure out, like, get down to the bottom of this curse. There are multiple people that you can talk with, that you can interact with, who are your kind of standard fare of Regency era Regency era NPCs, who all have that very highborn, noble sort of mannerisms and things like that. And I'm playing one of my old characters, a high elf named Agarwemben. Everybody keeps asking, "What can we call you?" And his response is Agarwemben. Give you that one. Alright, so we have here 0 and 3,000. So this one isn't too bad. And our fleet carrier's there, so we can actually take this mission without too much issue. And I mean, since we're already going to be there, we might as well disable the other emplacement. Now, most likely we do have to do that twice. So we have to fly in, disable the emplacement, fly out, fly back in, disable it, and fly out again. But that's alright. I have learned how to do them, finally. Combat bonds? No. Got... There we go. EDF. And no particular bounties to be done from this area. Legal facilities interstellar? Yes. 19,000 in bounties. Federation, I think probably because we have... Yeah. Okay, so we don't have notoriety, which is interesting why we can't get rid of that particular thing. We can't get rid of that particular bounty. Okay. I think... Right. So... Is this a... Hang on. Yeah, that's a heavy duty. Right. So we're not going to be able to see what engineering is on it. That's slightly frustrating. And then here, this is an OC, which gets us ultimately a 15.3% resistance to damages and 17.6% shield boost compared to the A's. Did it again. Compared to the A's, which have a 15.3 with 26% shield boost. Alright. How does that work again? Modules. This is our OA and OC. Ah, there we go. Okay. 17.6% shield boost, 15.3% Yes, we knew that. Power draw, 0.88 and 2 tons. This is 14 tons, 1.5 megawatts. Ah. Well, that's the heavy shield boost. What about the resistance? Okay. 26, 15.3, 3.5 tons, 1.5 megawatts. And like a little more integrity, but honestly. Shield boost 26%. 17.6. Okay. Nope. 15.3. Okay, so it's 17.6 versus 26% shield boost to get that extra mass and the extra power draw. I don't know if we want to change that one up, but it's not that much more in terms of like weight. 2072 on shield health. And it's not going to give me the weight. Yeah, it's not going to give me the weight. That's too bad. Okay. So. We've got our stuff from PMP Havens. We now need to go to LHS 1617. Yeah. Eh. I feel like we should go around the other way. Come back up to the fleet carrier. Okay, so we're going to go to Parnot. And I have never been to this system before, so maybe we'll scan while we're there. Furthermore, 1 second here, sorry. Just gonna grab this information. Our music tonight was provided by No Copyright Sounds. And especially uses variants of Royals, I believe is on. Royal. And Revolution, which we listened to at the very beginning. So if anybody is interested, give them a follow, give them a listen. I enjoy it. My goodness. Too much heat. Yep. Okay, what are we doing? Reddy's Inheritance, part of 1. There we go. And this is a scan? Yeah. Connect. And here we can scan the system. Honk. And we got 100%. We're good there. Moving on. Rui Long, Drake, Chen. Oh, you're a Grammy boy. Oh. Yes. I was wondering how I was going to slow that one down. We did it. let's go. Try to keep it as close as we can. She does like fighting. And we go with the power plant. Ah, that's what I forgot. How to do 50%. I wasn't actually expecting to be able to get that close that quickly. And we blast the power plant. Zero. This one's way too easy. And then we figure out who these guys are. Looks like red. Nice. Power plant. Aw, boo. Gotta go for the frame shift drive. Probably not gonna make it, nonetheless. Nope. It's gonna get out. Yep. Ah, well. That was weird. Wanted me to throttle up, but it was already at maximum. Okay.
Orbital flight engaged.
Tonight is hashtag not sponsored by a particular moonshine that a friend of ours bought over here in the UK, which comes in mason jars, so very classy. And it is flavored as sticky toffee pudding, which is a rather unique flavor, especially from like Yorkshire or North England. But basically, a lot of caramel, a lot of not quite whipped cream, but there's something in there that's kind of like that, and a little bit of bready flavor to it. Very sugary. Now, in order to disable the emplacement, I think this is actually just hit the operations terminal with a hack. Yeah, yep, because normally this would be done on an SRV. Okay, so we're cleared there. Mirroring, doesn't actually have me as wanted, so that's interesting. Okay, we're done in this system, so we just hop over to the next one. 9 light years. For Shrug. Right. Alright, next sector. Not particularly helpful. Shrug. There we go. Okay. Said mission objective detected, but it's not. Whoop. Hi. What just happened? That was really weird. What's really fun is occasionally they give you one of these guys to go attack, who are like, you know, in these really weak ships. An Imperial Clipper, for example, we would be able to take out no problem. They're very small, so, you know, him being a master would make it a little more difficult, but at the same time, like, as long as you get the ship in your sights, they're gone. Alright, nothing there. Let's see if we can get this guy just for fun. Yep. Oh yeah, and they're, I think the minigame that we start here, he's got a head start because he's got a small, fast, agile ship. I think. Could be wrong. I kind of wish that they would add one more aspect though, and that is like you have to change your speed as you go. Boop. Oh, missed. That's embarrassing. Boop. They do often cause us to miss, just barely. There we go. Got him. $391,000. That's actually really good for a bounty. Yep, okay. So I was wrong about the size of the ship. The Clipper's the bigger one. There's another Imperial ship, which is as big as an Eagle. Well, okay, the Imperial Eagle. Okay, fair enough. There might also be another one that's the same size that I was trying to think of. Courier, thank you. Demiser of D, good evening and welcome. Hope you're having a lovely end to your weekend. Really? I can let them, I can pass them up. East India Company is just another fairly large faction in the area, so we don't need to harass them too much. Even if their people are wanted, and it doesn't really do us any harm. We'd also be interested in fighting anybody who isn't Li Yong Rui, who is our superpower that we're aligned with, and we're trying to get up to prismatic shielding, so like trying to get those enemies of LYR would be useful, and more useful than just random pirates. Although, come on, there we go. Who we got? It's usually the nice ones who are like dangerous and stuff like that. Yeah. Not doing too much actual pirating lately. Or almost ever. Hey Famished, how's it going? Yeah, it's all East India Company, so. They are formation flying, so typically everyone in that formation is going to be of the same corp. So we won't harass them. EXO either. They're fine. Ooh. Oops. Yeah, there's a courier. DBX. Trosh Dragons. Interesting. Don't know that team. They're also not trying to scan me, so that's... Oh, that was a mistake. Interesting. Come on. There we go. Just one. Yeah, it doesn't knock everybody down as fast as I want it to, but we're getting there. Oh, gotta play with that one. Alright. 21. Another little clip there. Oops. Well, didn't get the boost, so that's alright. There we go. Bam! 34. There it is. Do-do-do-do-do-do. How we doing? All right. It's around the sun. Good enough, I guess. Alright, let's start recharging the shields, because goodness knows, this takes long enough. Just finishing up programming courses, 6 more chapters to read. Nice. There it is. God. So this is my problem, is that they have this, like, because it's around the sun, it could be any distance around the sun out to, like, out to the distance of the last planetary body. So, this system has going out to 7,500 light seconds. So, in theory, right, this could have gone out as far as 7,500 light seconds. I'm rather grateful it only went 2,000. It's fine. Gonna get started re-reviewing intermediate algebra after. Nice. Remember, if you have any questions, let me know. For anybody who doesn't know me, I'm Obi-Wan Pez. This is N Simplex Pachinko. We do math-type stuff on Mondays and Wednesdays. Yes, that's right. There are math streamers on Twitch. Generally speaking, there are also people who belong to the EduTwitch community, who are a part of the Knowledge Fellowship, and also independent streamers, and also a bunch of other groups. Our particular group is called The Elements. We have about 5-6 members at the moment, with other people who are in non-committal relationship with our particular group, meaning like we're friends, we'll go to each other's streams, but you know, there's no like official capacity. I mean, pretty much the whole group doesn't have an official capacity, so it's fine by us. And on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Fridays, we usually do gamey type stuff. I will be in Denmark for the Wednesday to Wednesday that is upcoming. Tomorrow, we'll be working on Chapter 13 of Building Thinking Classrooms by Peter Liljedahl. We're trying to discuss like how this particular system of education works and whether or not it's a better or worse method than the standard. Generally speaking, as long as you've got somebody who's actually committed themselves to doing it and not kind of like half-assing it, it is much better. If you have somebody who's like, well, you know, it's okay, I can like use some of it, then they're not going to get as much out of it. Their students aren't going to get as much out of it either. And that's okay. Not everybody has to like it. 41, my goodness. Bye. See you, Shrug. Oh. I don't believe it. Oh. Come on, man. Actually, we probably do want that. Filament composites. We only have 21 of them, so let's increase that number a bit. Nice. Okay, moving on. Next system, Tashider RYR-A40 is another expansion courier system. So I'll hop over to... Wait. Hang on. Oh, neck bit. Okay. We can do that. That's fine. I didn't even lock the... Didn't lock it anyway. Alright, plot route? Yeah. That's also what happened. Okay. So I, like, held down the button in order to lock the system, in order to log it into our route plotter. And apparently it just didn't work. Just stopped like 3/4 of the way through. It's fine. That's weird. So typically the way things work in here is that, again, Mondays we're going to be doing more kind of math education type stuff, whereas on Wednesdays we do more math calculation type stuff. And if anybody has any particular questions they're interested in, you want to know how and or why something works, I will, generally speaking, be very happy to explain anything you feel like getting information on. Right. Okay, ads are going to start up pretty soon. I haven't seen an alert for the 5-minute countdown. So we'll see how that goes. Yep, still don't see one. Suppose it's just like sort of imminent. Ah, there we go. Most of that, I believe, is behind the sun. Yup. Okay. I'll just retrace this stuff right here. There it is. So we've got about 5 minutes. Let's see, we're gonna move just slightly. Oop. And from here. Let's try again. Much better. There's the other one. Aha. I found the mission thingy. Right there. Necbet A3. Right. 2 minutes 30 seconds. We can make it most of the way there. And this is an LYR system, so we do get all of our scanning merits every time I come through. I gotta tell you, you all, this is the by far easiest way to get merits. Go through a system that you, your superpower controls, and just scan literally everybody and everything that moves. There is absolutely zero problem with it. Nobody cares about the like legality of it, because you're just scanning. You only get a very small number of merits, that's true. However, it adds up very quickly, especially when you go outside of a station, and if everybody is already a part of your superpower faction, it just, like, they automatically, your transponder recognizes them automatically or something, and so it just, like, picks up their information, logs it, and you get the scanning bonus. It's incredibly quickly, it's incredibly quick to get all of your scanning merits. There's also a list of things you can do for your particular power right here. So if you go through and scan ships and wakes and reinforcement systems, that was this. It's like I almost always get that immediately. It's going to be about 20 seconds before ads pop. So we'll attempt to land nearby, and then we'll finish it once ads come back. So thanks everybody for coming. We'll be right back. My name's Obi-Wan Pez. This is N Simplex Pachinko. See you in 3. Righto. We'll do a short form. My son has his assignment for break for the semester to create a board game related to the Aztecs. And so he was building a board game that was sort of based on, like, I think it's called Dinosaur Escape, which basically is getting pieces to go around a circular board, and you collect all of the dinosaur species in order to help them escape the island. And once you have all 4, then you win. I think it's 4? 3. All 3 of the species, then you win. But you can only collect those species if they're within the... if your marker is within the boundary of those things. And you have to do something. I don't even remember. It's a not memory game. If you roll a number, move any dinosaur token the indicated number of spaces. Then turn over a fern token if you are... Well, it says anywhere on the board. If you reveal rocks, bones, or other items, flip it back over. If you reveal a dinosaur, and the dinosaur mover of the same species is in the same habitat area, that was the key. So there are mover tokens all around the board. So if you flip over the Triceratops thing within the mountain region, and the Triceratops is within the mountain region, then you get to collect it, and the Triceratops is now escaping. But if you flip over the Triceratops in the mountain region and the token is in the plains region, then you don't get to do anything. It's just, you now know where it is, and now you have to move that token around the board that many spaces, or over to that particular habitat. And then remember which space it is, which token it is that you're allowed to take. Oop, no, don't do that. Don't take his stuff. Okay. He's got those. Let's dump that over there. Cool. My foot, for some reason, is not very happy with me. So I have a... Cute. I have a weird thing going on with it. It's fine, I'm sure. But it's like in the middle of my foot. Like halfway through my foot is like something needs to pop. It's not doing it. Anyway. So, we're going to do some of the basic warm-up stuff. So we're going to just lean back and forth with our weight and allow our arms to swing back and forth using gravity. And I need to email my, or text over, I suppose, my message to the lady who's retiring. I gotta get that. Damn. It was supposed to be this weekend's project. It's fine. Alright. So the reason that we do this, again, I'm not bringing my arms up and bringing them down again. I'm trying to, as much as I can, let gravity do the work and just swing the arms back and forth using gravity. And in order to get them up higher, we can add a little bit of force into it, similar to how you pump on the swing. Alright, and then we turn like this. There we go. I always forget how exactly to do this one. Swing the arms, do a little dip, and it adds more energy into the system. And again, the reason we do this is to allow gravity to do the work and get our body mechanics to figure out how exactly we could, for instance, use all of the forces, use all of this little tiny motions in order to drop more energy into our arms, and then be able to do something that's a little more drastic. So if we wanted to, we could in fact step forward and end up swinging really hard without having to do a whole lot of work. And this also allows the synovial fluid in your joints to get kind of more permeated through the joint. If you are cold, then you're going to have a lot of trouble trying to figure out how to do something without ending up hurting yourself. You also don't want to generally be cold, so if you're just doing warm-ups every few hours, then that tends to keep your joints all nice and loose and prepped to do just about anything. Alright. Let's do Tai Chi then. So we're going to start from standard position, feet forward and parallel, and then we bring our arms up and breathe in, out, do the ball of energy to the left, double weight. Take your socks off, because quite frankly, who wants to be wearing socks on this floor? Trying to do something with a little more intention. Okay, and then we step right and ward off right. And then we roll back. Oh, don't want to do that. Press. Push. Come back. Pluck. Split. Get somebody off of you into an elbow. And then come back and shoulder. Come back, ward off, roll back, press, push, split, nope, pluck, then split, off, elbow, shoulder. Okay, and then to do the other stuff, to turn around. I didn't go to Tai Chi this week because I was at a service project. How do we do this? To turn around, we take our front leg and twist 90 degrees, and now our toes are kind of pointed toward each other. This is a little bit like the skiing snowplow position. Try not to let your knees sink in, because otherwise that's going to hurt. Arms come down. Here we're going to keep the right arm in this pinched position, and the left arm is going to be down. Then we come up as we... I think as we move, we want our left arm to come up and our right arm to go out. And then we continue by bringing our left foot across like this. And then we shift our back leg on the heel of the foot while turning this back around that way. And now we're in a place where we're able to now bring our hands back and start with a ward off left. Okay, and from ward off left, we're going to roll back, press, push, and then we have to do all this other stuff on the left-hand side, and I'm really not confident with it. We have to do a pluck, split, split, elbow, shoulder. Oh my goodness. Alright, so we're going from a ward off here, going to come back down, out like that, step out, twist back into this position here. Then we go into a ward off left, roll back left, oops, press, push, and then pluck, split. Damn. How do I do this?
Travel far from where you are. Fly from Li Airport with KLM Royal Dutch Airlines. What would you do? We're back to Hong Kong, to where we honeymooned.
Dim sum for breakfast? Oh, sign me up. Rio for us. We'll take us and Sam run down to Pedro de Sal.
Travel far from where you are. Flying from Leeds Bradford
Pluck,
Airport.
split,
KLM Royal Dutch Airlines.
off, elbow, shoulder. Okay. From here, shoulder, do a ward off again, but now we need to pigeon toe the other way. So again, snowplow, and I don't bring the knees in, keep them out. They come to our left hip, our left hand is down, our right hand is up, and we twist this way, step out, and then twist with the hip, twist with the heel. And now we're into this position, and we come back to ward off right. Okay, I'm sorry that like half that was off screen. For anybody who hasn't seen any of this before, so my name is Obi-Wan Pez, this is Ensign Blix Pachinko, and the movements that we do here come from one of three martial arts that I'm studying. One is Tang Soo Do Karate, which was my main martial art for 17 years, the only one that I was really studying at all. Mostly has very forceful technique. It was the one that Chuck Norris had made popular in the United States. Didn't have any actual relation to our particular group, but still it's kind of fun. And then when I moved to Yorkshire in the UK, there weren't any, I mean, there's hardly any Tang Soo Do groups at all. However, what we have here is I found a guy who does eskrima, which is the Filipino machete martial art. One of my Tang Soo Do colleagues studied it for a long time, and so he was like, it'd be really cool if other people studied this. I really liked it. I was like, that's kind of neat. So I found a guy who does it here and started working with him, and he also does, okay, we're done here. He also does Tai Chi, which is actually his primary art. So I decided to go and study Tai Chi with him as well. And it's been going pretty well. Although, again, we usually do it on Saturdays, and I was busy this week, I was busy 2 weeks ago, I was busy 3 weeks ago, so it's been a little crazy. But hopefully we'll get to actually studying it a little bit more. That's a brown dwarf, so we're not going to get anything off of that. Oops. Didn't think I was going that fast, but alright. You might technically be clean, but if you're a Zemina Torval aligned, might as well be weapons free. Yeah. Again, East India. They start scanning me, they're gonna end up dead. But as it is right now, strangely brown. Oh no. Nope, hang on. There's only have one in the tank, so let's just fire that off. Alright, 44%. We didn't actually grab everything here. That's fine. it is. Oh, time bonus. We gotta get it in the next 25 minutes. What do you think, chat? I don't know. We might not make it. Oh, hey. This is the authorities. Throttle down. Yeah, no, that's alright. East India, come on. Next question. How am I wanted here? How badly do they want me dead? Alright, this is East India. It's like weak. I might be kill on sight, but I kind of doubt it. Yeah. Alright, maybe. But still, weak. Ooh, that way. Yeah, details. Hey. Right, so somebody has it out for me here. Might be the Federation. And for 500 credits, I should be sent to jail in a place like 30 light years away. It's fine. Ridiculous. Alright. We're just gonna skip all that and get on with it. Be nice to have a better fuel source before we leave, but, you know, it's fine. Dun, 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 dun. Right. We're here. Search signal sources at this particular location. Oh, shipping lane between here and Anthony de la Roche Laboratory. There. So the signal source that we are searching for is going to be somewhere between here and there. Alright, 6,000 light seconds. Do do do. This could take a few minutes, chat. Nice. Threat 0. Nope. 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 Yeah, there we go. That last one. Works for me. So, Brother Sabathius was the stream friend who decided to take it upon himself to help out both myself and Commander Psyche's boot brigade. In order to protect our interests and, in his words, generate content. I don't know if anybody actually saw it, but about 5 minutes ago, the guy sent me a, not Sabathius, but the guy in question who has been harassing the system and been generally not a wonderful person. Sent me a friend request, mostly so he can know where I am. But ironically, that will also allow me to know where he is. I'm not going to accept it. Legal salvage, 1 ton of clothing, which is good for 200 credits or something. It's really not worth it, but alright, needs to be brought back to Albert Cox Memorial. HG7208 is here for kill known terrorist Xian. I just did it again. Man. I do actually have a fuel scoop running, don't I? Yeah, I do. That's fine. Fine. And here I was worried I was going to have to pull over. Go get some fuel by turning ourselves in.
Travel far from where you are.
Cool. Man, everybody's like friendly and stuff. Awesome. Well, that doesn't leave me with anything to do here, so go find this other thing. 72,000. Okay. It's fine. There it is. 78,600 light seconds. Brother Sabathius has also been lately playing Dune Awakening and been doing some base building and other cool stuff in there. From what I gather, Dune Awakening has been mostly about a parallel universe in which Paul Atreides is actually not a male Kwisatz Haderach, but rather just a female Bene Gesserit, as her mother was ordered to have. And then what are the consequences of Paul not being the Kwisatz Haderach, and how exactly does that play out with Arrakis and trying to make alliances between the houses, all sorts of cool stuff. So go check that out. There's plenty of other people who are also playing it, but you know, Brother Sabathius, always always a fun time. Alright, so that little boost there did take about, what, an eighth, a sixth of our fuel. However, it did also put us on the better side of 4 minutes in terms of time it will take to get to the mission, instead of on the order of like 15. This is one of the good things with the SCO, or the SCO drive. In that we can just basically get our ship to speed and then turn it off again, and get us away from the parent star, so the one that's behind us there. If we're a significant distance away from the parent star, then we end up picking up speed pretty well. So you can just see we peaked around 350 times the speed of light. And when we were using the frame shift overcharge, I got to around 2,000 times the speed of light before I shut down the engine, or shut down the overdrive. Alright, so now we're not counting down as fast. We should probably bump it up to about 1,000, 1,500, somewhere in there, and then knock it back down again. Okay, another 2,000. Worked out pretty well. The Python Mark II is significantly inefficient at using the SCO drives. So generally speaking, we don't use them that much. However, ooh, 1.3 million bonus. Wonder how many friends he has. And then Granville. Gotta get up to LHS 1573. This is the other one we really actually probably should get done tonight. The other two are not too bad. It's just Neumann settlement, so it's not even all that far. Ah, we just passed the star. Right. So that's why we're picking up speed again. Took me a minute. That's another reason and method of using the SCO drive is like get around the other stars that might be in your way. Make sure we don't get caught in their gravity wells. And then reach 10 seconds, start reducing speed a bit, and we want to hold it around 7 seconds. 8's good, 6 is good, 5 is borderline, and 4, you're going to go right past it. And away we go. There he is. And 2 friends. Okay. We can deal with this. buckled and dead. Expert. Ooh. My, we're strong, aren't we? Hello. Ah, dropped him to 1% and then there we go. And that is why, everybody, we are in the Poop Brigade. Oh, so close. We're right past that one, to be fair. How is this happening? Because you're terrible. Gotta get inside again. There we go. That was a nice one. 34. I was not expecting that. He was still at like 30% hull. So I must have caused his ship to fail something else. I don't know what. There must have been some other subsystem that I damaged. Because also his power power plant was still at like 30%, 20%, so it should not have caused him to explode like that. That just makes it more fun. Okay. Where are we going? LHS 1573 is Granville, which we need to do tonight. Apparently, again, did not set destination. Boy. And we have not scanned this one yet. So we're going to head over there and scan this. Another 5 minutes or so before ads start. A dust bowl signal source. Cool. Oop. Oh well. Can we complete this in 3.5 minutes before the ad break happens? Good question. Yuri Grom. Drum Archer. Tempting. Which one are we gonna hit first? Mission? Or this guy? Nope, this guy. Yeah, so my thought was if we add another layer of difficulty or like give a higher payoff for those who do it, a couple of merits or something like that. Probably not. Could have the Ooh. So close. That would have been it. Oh. Maybe add the weapons back. Would have helped. So yeah, if you, for instance, added the throttle as part of the FSD, so maybe not exactly better rewards, but like a faster FSD takedown, even if only for NPCs if you had to do it. You would have to match the target's velocity as well. And when you match the velocity, it also causes the bucking to occur a little less frequently. Or with less intensity. And yeah, we were done in with 50 seconds to spare. Awesome. Right, well, we're going to hop into here, blow up these guys about as quick as possible, and we'll see you on the other side of the ad break. My name's Obi-Wan Pez. This is N Simplex Pachinko, and we do mathy stuff here. So if anybody is interested, let me know, and we'll take a pause from the game, or you can come back on Mondays and Wednesdays where we do, respectively, math education, or like education philosophy, that kind of thing, and mathematical calculations on Wednesdays. So, like I said, see you in just a few minutes. Granville. was too easy. Alright. Neumann Settlement. LHS 1617.
Travel far from where you are.
Oh.
Fly from the Stratford Airport. KLM Royal Dutch Airlines. If distance were no object, what would you do? We'd go back to Hong Kong, to where we honeymooned.
Dim sum for breakfast? Oh, sign me up. Rio for us. We'll take a sample class and sample on down to Pedro
Alrighty. So we're heading to LHS 1617, which is also where our fleet carrier is at the moment. And we're going to start out by going to Neumann Settlement and disabling the emplacement, I think is the request. Do watch out for the neutron stars. They get rather upset at you. Or is it a white dwarf? Replacement power grid. No, for both. The hell? For some reason I thought they had just locked the whole planet. It's fine. Fine. Can we get it? Yeah. Oh. Ended up having it in range, but we couldn't keep it there. Okay. Good. And we're out. That's one. So there are a number of missions which do say you are required to have an SRV and, you know, get out in your SRV and go around and start doing whatever on the ground. Pretty much the only ones that you actually have to get an SRV for are those that you have to pick up like goods off of a planet's surface. Hi. Royalty, not royal. That was the song. And we're out. Yeah, we never went below 98 shields, and I'm not even sure that was 100% when we came back. So, Brother Sabathius has certainly helped us figure out a better yeah, right, a better setup for our shields. So much better. Ow. Boo. Yeah, I was already in, Grr. I was already in frame shift. So, whoops. Yeah, we're getting there. We are not listed as wanted here. So that'd be nice. It means we will be able to fill our fuel up. I don't think we'd have to actually worry about that, but nonetheless. cracked industrial firmware, and we will go for influence. Ooh, what do we get? Yes. Donate money. Pretty much always going to be something that's welcome. And especially with us being Li Yong Rui aligned, donating money is just going to be fast, quick, and dirty. It's always going to work for us. Onion Head Gamma. Ooh. Here, we do get 137 in pure profit. How? Okay, hang on. Where do we need to sell rare goods? Any reinforcement system or A50. We need 10, but still. That's wild. Drugs. Okay, we need to go to the other one. Right, handle this in Elbert Cox. Excellent. Now I'm thinking that since these have been stamped with this particular system, we can't sell them within a certain distance, or we have to, or it's going to be like a minimal profit because we're only hopping a little tiny bit. It is possible that that is incorrect, and who knows. Oh. Away we go. Alright. Killing Shrug. Influence. Killing Granville. Influence. Killing Xian. Influence. Data expansion retrieval. Influence. And encrypted storage data. Influence. Tomorrow we'll probably see whether that had any effect on anything. We also go to power contact and say, do we have anything to drop off? Yes, we have bounty vouchers. Legal facilities. Get rid of our fine, get rid of our bounties, although Federation we can't. Alright, how we doing? Alright, sell goods. I mean, just leave that on. Oh, we're backwards. Oh, lovely. Ugh, how did that happen?
Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
There we go. Not that one. That one. Yep, okay. So, rare goods here is not going to work if we sell it just in the next system over. Looks like we're going to have to follow the rare goods rules, which are that we have to jump like 20 light years or something in order to get those rare goods to here. Oh well. That'll be alright. I think we'll probably call it there for the night and head on over to see somebody else. So thank you everybody for coming on over. And we're gonna raid over to following. I think maybe nobody else is. Oh, here we go. Yep, let's go over and see Rain Man. He's doing some Elite Dangerous. If you have your and it was all more and have a